Hi everyone, it's Giselle with another message for today, and this time I want to talk about how if you haven't met your beloved on the physical plane yet, that I've had that happen as well, The reason why I'm bringing this up is because I've had a few new clients come to me who have had a reading with me, and I felt a very strong presence of their twin flame, but it didn't match the energy of the person that they were inquiring about. And when I channeled the persons that they were inquiring about a message from their higher selves, they were projecting a message that I would interpret as, you have a twin flame here on the physical and you will be coming together soon. So because they worded it in that sense, it felt to me that this person hadn't met the energetic match, their beloved, their true love, yet physically, but they are around them energetically. And I want to share my story because I had the same thing happen with me. I was in a couple of long-term relationships. The first one I knew wasn't the one for me, so that was easy. I had to just work through karma. Back then I didn't know that I had to work through karma, but this is what now I understand of this relationship. I had to work through karma and then cut that off. It was also meant for me to learn a few life lessons very quickly, but also very harshly. So that was meant to end, and I understood that very well. Whilst I was with that first person, I'd met a very significant soulmate, and I never understood why or what that connection was back then. It was so weird. Now I know that that was a very intense soulmate that triggered my spiritual awakening for me. Back then, I thought we were meant to be together, but now I understand we're not, and that's totally fine. That soulmate even confirmed to me things like, I must have known you in another life, because they felt the intensity that I felt, but we could never be together because of the circumstances. Then I met my second long-term relationship, and we were together for nearly a decade, so that was a very long-term relationship. But even then, I kept having doubts, because I did love them very much, especially at the beginning. But as time went on, I kept seeing how we were clashing and not energetically matching, and we actually grew apart, which was sad, but it had to happen, because he wasn't my true love. And I got some spiritual information through channelings, but also other readers at the time confirming it to me, that the person I was seeing at the time was not my true love, and it wasn't actually meant to be. My grandmother, who'd passed away, had given me a similar message, that relationship just wasn't it. And so all the while, whilst I was in that relationship, I kept longing for a closer connection. I went back to feeling drawn to my soulmate that I had met years before. But part of me knew that it wasn't to be. I reached out to him, I called him up out of the blue, and he goes, "Oh my God, I haven't heard from you in like 7 years." He was actually shocked. But that phone call, I needed to make that phone call because it confirmed to me that we were not meant to come together. And it was okay. It was totally fine. I know that I've had many lifetimes with him, but that we were not true love. And that's okay. So all the while, I was still feeling this intense energy around me. And I realized as I made the phone call to my soulmate that he wasn't the one. Who is this intense energy? I don't understand. So as I was coming towards the 7th year of being with my then partner, I felt the need to disconnect from that connection because we were just not proceeding on the same path anymore. We were literally growing apart. And all the while I could feel this pull of an energy around me that felt like true love. I didn't have a physical person to link it to anymore. I couldn't link it to my then boyfriend, couldn't link it to the soulmate who I thought was my true love. I had nobody to physically link it to, but it was so intense, it was still there. In my last video, I told you that I made a wish. When I went to visit this castle in France, there was a well there, and I made a wish. I actually made several wishes during that holiday. I don't know. I just felt like it. I kept finding pennies in my bag, so I used them to make wishes with. And I felt the energy of this very intense love. And I thought, you know what? My true love is out there somewhere. I can feel him already. I just don't know where he is. It took me another 4 or 5 years to meet him, so even as I felt him throughout, I never gave up hope. Sadly, in the meantime, I did have to encounter a false twin connection too, but that was to teach me certain aspects. Back then I didn't know I was going to have this channel, of course, but I was actually grateful, not during the false twin connection because that was awful, but afterwards I was grateful to have experienced that too, because it allows me now to recognize all the different connections that there are. Karmic, the soulmate, false twin, true love, the true twin flames. It allows you to recognize all of them once you've experienced them yourself. And I want to give this message out to anyone who feels their soulmate, their true love's around them, without knowing who they physically are. I've had quite a few readings with people who I channel the person that they think is their twin flame, but they keep sort of referring to, yes, you have true love around you and it's amazing, but I'm not getting that they're confirming that it's actually them. So I don't want you to feel discouraged, because I've been through exactly the same. I've been through situations where I thought it was the one, but it turned out not to be. But every situation that you go through prepares you for true love, and that's what you need to take away from this. If you've been on a date recently and you thought, oh my goodness, this is awful, this is not what I want, know that there is true love for you. And if you open your heart and allow it to manifest physically, then it will. Because I've been through that, and many of my clients have as well. So don't feel alone, and don't feel discouraged that you haven't met them physically yet, because you will. If you open up and know that you will, and this resonates with you, and you know that you'll have them in your life, then you absolutely will. I believe that we've come here to rewrite the templates of relationships, and that through loving our twin flames and ourselves, we are bringing in so much more to this planet. Cutting off any codependent relationships, making room for true love to ground itself here onto the physical plane. And this is what I do believe that we're here for. The most beautiful mission of all is to love and be loved and have a harmonious, balanced and beautiful relationship with the love of your life. There's nothing more beautiful to me. And I know why I've had to go through the relationships that I had. And I know that one day you will know too. And yeah, this message is to help anyone who feels like they're left out. You know, you're not. I've been through this. All our timelines are slightly different. Just because some people have met the physical aspect of their true loves doesn't mean that you don't have that. And you will meet them. Just have to keep having faith and being positive and open to it. I actually felt very strongly as I was about to meet him. I kept telling everybody, I'm going to meet the love of my life. I know it's going to be soon. And a month later, there it was. You just know it. You are energetically feeling and knowing these things. So trust yourself. Trust your intuition. It won't let you down. So I'll just turn over this card because I was curious. I always look at the pictures, but I don't really know what's on the back of them. Let's have a little look. Oh, forgiveness. Stop focusing your energy on past events, for life is too precious to waste. You create your reality by what you think, dream, and imagine. I think that's quite a fitting message to close off this message. So thank you all for watching. Hope this resonates. If you'd like to connect with me, all my details are in the description. I do love letters too, so if you wanted a love letter from your twin flame, even if you don't know who they are, I'll just tune in to their higher self's energy and I'll give you messages so you can already start to connect with them even before meeting on the physical plane, if that makes sense. So thank you all so very much for watching. Have a beautiful day. Namaste.